Hi guys, it's Tuesday, Amanda, and I know I'm posting again on Wednesday. I'm sorry, I had a thing for work that went until 9 o'clock, and then I had to get up today and be in work at 6, so I didn't have time to film because we are doing new releases for the upcoming month of September, and I like to edit these videos a little bit and put in the pictures of the covers, so you know, whatever. We're doing it today. So today we are talking about contemporary books that are coming out in September. And I just want to say that September is a big month in publishing. A lot of totally awesome books are coming out in September, and I'm really excited. So I'm going to talk about the contemporary ones, but if you want to hear some of the other books I'm excited for that aren't necessarily contemporary, stick around to the end of the video and I'll just talk briefly about them as well. So, the first book I have is called Personal Effects, and this book comes out on September 11th, and it is by E.M. Cokie. And this book is about a teenage boy who is dealing with the death of his brother, who was a soldier over in Afghanistan. And I think he gets his brother's personal effects from being in the war, and he finds out that maybe his brother wasn't as wholesome as he portrayed himself. So it sounds like a really good book. I'm really curious about it. The next book that also comes out on September 11th is Tilt by Ellen Hopkins. And we all know Ellen Hopkins as the issues verse writer. She's written books like Crank and Impulse and Tricks and a bunch of other ones too. And Tilt is her newest one. And it's about, I think the tagline is, it's about three different teenagers whose lives are all connected by the adults in their lives. And it sounds like it's going to deal with teen pregnancy and a couple other issues. So, I think pretty standard Ellen Hopkins fare. The next book comes out on September 18th, which is a huge day. So many books are coming out on September 18th. It's a big deal. The first one is Burn for Burn, which is co-written by Jenny Han and Siobhan Vivian. Jenny Han has also written the Summer I Turned Pretty series, and Siobhan, I don't know if I'm saying her name right. Siobhan Vivian wrote The List, and I think the other book is called Not That Kind of Girl, but I might be making that up. I didn't check. And this one I've heard described as John Tucker Must Die for YA books. So it sounds like their focus is on three different girls who all have the desire to get sweet, sweet revenge. And it sounds awesome, and I love the cover, so I'm really excited to read this one. The next book is called Butter, and it's by Erin Jade Lang. And this also comes out on September 18th, and I've actually was lucky enough to read an advanced reader copy of Butter. I read that back, I think, in the end of April, and I have to say it's fantastic. The basic premise is there's a morbidly obese teenager who is extremely depressed and is basically ignored in high school, and so he decides to eat himself to death and to broadcast it on the internet, and word gets out about it, and then people start paying attention to him, and he has friends now. People are who are like interested in him now because he's going to do this crazy thing, and now he's popular, but his popularity all hinges on the fact that he said he was going to commit suicide. So how does he deal with that? It's a really good book. It deals with like emotional problems and how people deal with depression and sadness, and a lot of people use food to do that, and it talks about that, and it talks about wanting to be liked and have friends and not be ignored. And It's a really, really good book. I really enjoyed it a lot, and I really related to the main character. So it's a really good book. The next book is one of my most anticipated books of the year. The next book is one of my most highly anticipated books of the year, and it is Ridge already mentioned it on his day, but I'm going to mention it again because I'm just that excited for it. And that's 10 by Gretchen McNeil. This also comes out on September 18th, and it's a kind of a YA retelling of Agatha Christie's mystery classic, And Then There Were None. But I'm really excited to see what Gretchen does with 10. I have read her first book, Possessed, and I really liked her writing style, so you better believe I'm buying 10 the day it comes out. And the final contemporary, this is kind of a mystery too, but Ridge didn't talk about it, so I wanted to mention it because it's a big deal, is The Casual Vacancy by J.K. Rowling. This is her first adult book. It comes out on September 27th, which is my birthday. Holla! So I'm really excited for that. It's going to be a really big. I've cat hair in my face. It's going to be a really big step away from her Harry Potter series, which I actually feel like is a really good career move. I'm really interested to see what she does with an adult venture, and I really hope it's as good as I think it's going to be. I'm really excited for it, and you better believe I'll be buying that for my birthday. Now, I wanted to take a second and just tell you all really quick about some of the other books coming out that aren't contemporaries, and I'm sure some of these will be covered later on in the week, but I wanted to go ahead and share these with you now because I am excited, so I'm just going to talk about them real quick. So, some of the other books that I am anxiously awaiting are Monstrous Beauty by Elizabeth Fama. Actually, this month, my local bookstore is having a huge book signing events this month. Crazy amounts. And Elizabeth Fama is coming one day, and her Monstrous Beauty book is, I've heard described as, like, finally the mermaid book I've been waiting for. And I've heard it been described as the best mermaid book they've ever read. The next book I have is What's Left of Me by Kat Zhang. And this book comes out on September 18th, and it's really beautiful cover, and it's kind of like a weird science fiction book, and there's like two personalities and one body, and I'm really interested in reading it. Like, super interested. Uh, the next book's a September 18th book, and OMG, I am so. Ugh, it's The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. And as you guys may remember, The Scorpio Races was my absolute favorite book last year. I loved it. And I am so excited for her new book. I love the cover. I love the premise. It's got a lot of sweet, like, occult stuff in it, and it just sounds really awesome. So I'm really excited to read it. The next book is also September 18th, and it's The Diviners by Libba Bray. And this is such a cool sounding book, and it's set in the 20s in New York City. And what's also really exciting is on September 19th, Libba Bray is doing a book signing in Cincinnati, Ohio. So you better believe I've already pre-ordered another book that I'm really excited for that comes out on, you guessed it, September 18th, is Storm Dancer by Jay Kristoff. And this is described as like Japanese steampunk, like steampunk ninjas. And it sounds awesome. And it has gotten some rave reviews, like rave reviews. So I'm really stoked for this one. So those are all the books that I am interested in. And I'm sorry if I stole anybody's thunder, but I just really wanted to talk about these books that I'm interested in because September is going to be an awesome month. And I am going to be broke by the end of it. So thanks for that, publishing world. You're awesome. Okay, guys, thanks for watching.